For years, the mission plan was clear. Humans were going to step onto the lunar surface for the first time in over 50 years. Artemis III was designed to be that historic return. But in February of 2026, NASA officially rewrote the flight plan. The lunar landing was removed from the manifest. Instead, Artemis III will remain in low Earth orbit, serving as an exhaustive systems demonstration. The 4 people assigned to this revised mission were announced: Commander Brasniap, pilot Luca Parmitano, and mission specialists Frank Rubio and Andre Douglas will spend 2 weeks testing hardware a few hundred miles above our heads. Grounding this mission wasn't a sudden whim. Pushing the lunar landing back reflects a strategic shift at NASA, choosing to prioritize technical readiness and safety over the aggressive calendar targets that have driven the program for years. 2 specific hardware challenges forced this change. First, despite a successful Artemis II flight, engineers found unexpected erosion on the Orion capsule's heat shield, the critical layer that prevents the crew from incinerating upon re-entry. Second, the vehicle contracted to land astronauts on the moon is running behind schedule. SpaceX's Starship has made massive strides, but it has not yet reached the flight-ready status required for a human crew. Starship still has to prove it can handle in-space cryogenic refueling, the unprecedented task of transferring super-chilled propellant between 2 ships while in zero gravity. In response to these delays, NASA is replicating a risk reduction strategy from the 1960s. Much like Apollo 9 tested the lunar lander in Earth orbit before Apollo 11 attempted a landing, Artemis III will verify its new hardware closer to home. Attempting to test brand new spacesuits, an unproven heat shield, and a commercial lander, all during a single lunar descent, created an unacceptable level of compound risk for the crew. This schematic maps the revised mission. Orion enters a 280-mile circular orbit for a dual docking test. It links up with a Blue Origin Pathfinder to test vital systems, then pulls away, docking with a SpaceX Starship to verify hardware interfaces. While docked, the astronauts will suit up. They bring the new Axiom spacesuits to test mobility and interface connections in a true microgravity environment. Proving the spacecraft can link up in Earth orbit is the essential prerequisite for Artemis IV. Before a Starship is trusted to push a human crew to the moon, these vehicles must demonstrate they can operate as a single unit. Assembling this mission requires a massive geographical effort. The 212-foot core stage traveled 900 miles by specialized barge from a manufacturing plant in Louisiana to reach the launch site in Florida. Simultaneously, the 8 solid rocket booster segments, which provide most of the rocket's thrust at liftoff, shipped by rail from a facility in Utah. This convergence happens at the Vehicle Assembly Building, where crews begin the painstaking process of vertical stacking. Because Artemis III stays in Earth orbit, the rocket blueprint includes a major modification. To preserve the last functional upper stage for Artemis IV, engineers swapped the live booster for a hollow spacer, maintaining the rocket's original aerodynamics. Relying on a single supply chain and 1 assembly building means any physical delay in this Earth orbit test compounds the timeline for future lunar landings. Teams are working an aggressive schedule to finish stacking the SLS rocket and hit their late 2027 launch window. Success depends on the upcoming wet dress rehearsal. Engineers will load millions of gallons of liquid fuel into the tanks to expose any leaks that only appear under extreme thermal stress. Standardizing a safer, more robust rocket fleet is an engineering evolution, even if the public sees the schedule shift as a setback. Turning Artemis III into a massive Earth orbit stress test ensures that humanity's return to the moon is supported by a survivable, permanent architecture.